Hi guys, good morning! So, ngayon na lang ulit ako nag-ayos. Kasi may check-up ako. So, alis tayo, punta tayo sa ospital. So, by the way, there are people na nagsasabi na, paano ka nabuntis? Hindi naman siguro kasi lahat alam na may sawa na ako. 4 na taon na po akong kasal. 4 na taon na rin kami nag-aantay magka-baby and finally, ayan, nabuntis na rin po ako this year. And we're really grateful and happy for this blessing. Tsaka guys, ano ba naman? 34 years old now. Siguro naman deserve ko na magkaanak, diba? Okay, so market update tayo. So, kamusta naman? Ang mga gold traders natin ngayon, nawindang kayo, nakakawindang ang mga pangyayari, especially kahapon. So, as you all know, for like how many months already, si gold has been rallying up, as in paakyat talaga siya, as bullish talaga siya. Ang saya-saya, especially sa mga swing traders, sa mga position traders dyan, diba? So, like, umabot ng floating ko ng $30,000 ata. I was really happy. So, nag-hold tayo ng mga small possessions. Kasi I'm really eyeing na by the end of this year, baka umabot pa si gold ng $5,000 because of the fundamental data such as shutdown ng US government, tariff war ng China and US, yung mga geopolitical tensions, yung war sa Gaza, sa Israel, yung interruption ng mga trading routine, mga shipping na binobomba, na naapektuhan ng trading, ng mga goods, ng mga oil, plus yung epekto ng inflation and yung concern ng mga Fed about cutting the rate. So, sobrang daming mga kaganapan sa mundo na napakagulo. And because of those uncertainties, one of the assets na napaka-safe na alam natin na walang ibang pupuntahan kundi paakyat, which is gold. So, tumaas ang demand sa gold because of those uncertainties. So here guys, just so you know, this used to be actually $19,000 already. Down to 9,000, di ba? So we lost half M din dito, di ba? Because of the drop sa gold, di ba? And may another account which is ito. This is where I normally put my position trades, which is ito, actually running $60,000 na to. Meron tayong 30,000 na running profit and now it's down to 13,000. Because may mga nag-close na tayo dahil nga inabutan. Ayan, inabutan na. Ito yung drop. Ayan, imagine niyo. From yesterday lang, ilang pips yan? Diba? 3,000? 3,640 pips. Grabe. So, ngayon, I'm still gonna be holding this, definitely. Kung meron man mag-close dyan, it's okay, wala namang problem. Kasi guys, that's the thing about being position trader. There are days na you will be having a floating of 30,000. There are days na yung 30,000 mo will go down to $3,000. There are days na from $3,000 it will go up $60,000. So, position trading is more of like you are relying on the fundamental aspect. Not solely relying on the fundamental, but you are also syempre considering yung technical. However, because of the fundamental data that you have in your mind, you're reading the news, you're seeing the analysis of other analysts sa market, and you're seeing na talagang aakyat pa, then yung mga small possessions mo, you make it a point talaga na iiwan mo dyan, and hindi mo talaga siya i-close no matter what happens, unless mag-play out kung ano yung strategy mo, kung ano yung nasa plan mo sa utak mo. Kasi, matatempt ka talaga i-close. Matatempt ka na pag nakikita mo na uy, floating $50,000 na tayo. Definitely, you get tempted. Kahit na hindi pa siya pasok dun sa plano mo, diba? So, that's the thing about being a swing trader and position trading. Yung emotional roller coaster na nandyan na, itas na wala pa, diba? Pero na-overcome ko na yun so far. Kasi guys, ang ginagawa ko, mag-open ako ng big size. Mag-open ako ng lot size na mga 2 lots. And then kapag kinita ko na yung gusto ko, say for example, kumita ko na ako ng $5,000, i-close ko na yun. And then mag-iiwan na lang ako ng very, very small lots like 0.01, 0.05, ganun na lang. Yun na yung iiwan ko for like how many months, and yun na yung gagamitin ko for my position trades. So ngayon, kapag nagbabawasan yung mga paper gains ko, hindi ako masyado na-hurt kasi kumita na ako dyan okay na ako dyan, solve na ako dyan, diba? So, kung yan, mag-play out dun sa kung ano yung strategy ko or yung plan ko, then I'll be more happy, diba? Ganon. Sa trading kasi, it's more of like pasensya. Patience talaga. That's what we actually needed here. Kasi kung wala kang patience, i-close mo na yun, diba? However, for some people, syempre, ang pinaka-strategy na yun, kunin ko na, sayang, pera na yun, profit na yun. Walang problema doon, pwede yun, di ba? I-take profit mo during the time na nag-all-time high siya and then wait ka ulit bumagsak, tsaka ka ulit mag-entry, di ba? Pwede rin yun. Kanya-kanyang strategy, kanya-kanyang trip sa buhay, di ba? So, ngayon, check natin tong chart ko and then tingnan natin kung ano ba nangyayari. Analyze natin yung kaganapan sa gold. So, ayun guys, kung mapapansin nyo, nag-drawing ako dito ng Fibonacci retracement. Fibonacci retracement is where you will be able to see kung hanggang saan na mag-retrace yung market. So, kung naalala nyo yung mga contents ko for the last few days na sabi ko nga, babalikan at babalikan tong golden zone. Kasi, nag-bounce siya dito sa 38.2, umakyat siya, nag-double tap siya dito, and then, bumagsak na rin siya. And now, ito, just now lang to guys, the market has failed to respect itong ating golden zone. So, bumagsak pa siya here sa 78.6% natin. So, ngayon, we don't know if baka balikan niya pa itong ating pinaka-swing low dito. Dahil, ayan nga, nagkaroon tayo ng double tap dyan, guys. This is double tap. Double tap yan, guys. And then, ito yung neckline niya. Ngayon, nung pagbagsak niya dito at na-break niya tong ating neckline, nga nagtuloy-tuloy na siya bumagsak. Ano yung possible mangyari sa gold? Honestly, hindi ko alam. Kasi si gold has been moving unpredictably recently. So, ano ba yung mga possible main reason sa pagbagsak na to is there was a heavy profit taking from the institutions or even the retails. During the time na nagkaroon ng all-time high and then nag-double tap na siya from our all-time high, ang psychological response ng mga traders, both institution and retails, is to take their profit already. That is why nagkaroon ng massive sell-off and bumagsak nga yung presyo. Another is si US dollar ngayon is malakas. That is why nabawasan yung demand for the safe haven such as gold. Dahil nga, yun, nag-improve yung global sentiments. Meron ding positive news, di ba, dun sa tariff war ng US and China. Kasi kung maalala nyo, like 2 weeks ago ata, nag-impose na naman si Trump ng additional 100% sa tariff na manggagaling from China. However, syempre hindi nagpasindak si China. Si China naman nag-restrict ng export ng mga earth metals, mga important earth metals, especially important for the technology and mga innovation na ginagamit ng mga innovators, diba? So ngayon, magkakaroon ng meeting si Trump tsaka si Xi next week. So medyo nabawasan yung kaba ng mga investor at ng mga nag-trade. That is why, since medyo mas na-lessen yung concern nila, so they rotated out from gold. Another is, as you all know, si India recently is nagbabay ng gold. So medyo nag-hoard siya ng gold dahil napakataas din ng demand. Even the physical gold, yung demand for the physical gold is ang taas din talaga. So just recently, yung season na yon ng India ng buying gold is natapos na. That is why, syempre, nabawasan din yung demand for gold. However, in contrary of what's currently happening, na I believe this will be another support and demand for gold, which is yung magkakaroon ng rate cut this coming next week na tayo. Next week, October 30. So, another 25 BPS cut rate na naman yan from Fed. And we've heard na magkakaroon na naman ng another this coming December. That is why yung mga analysts, they're seeing talaga na yung gold packet pa rin talaga because of the rate cut. So, paano ba yan, coach? Mag-sell na ba ako? Ano nang bias natin, guys? I'm still for buy. Bullish pa rin si gold. And for me, it's just an abnormal correction because sobrang bilis lang ng drop. But, bullish pa rin si gold. So, we still have to look for an opportunity to buy. We just need to wait for the sellers to fade their momentum. So, kailangan magkaroon ng fading bearish momentum bago tayo mag-buy. Kita natin yan through candlesticks. So, here, we have to wait na magkaroon ng bullish candlestick and magkaroon na tayo ng confirmation na talagang paakyat na si gold. For now, since malakas pa rin talaga yung momentum ng mga sellers, ay napakalakas pa rin talaga ng momentum ng mga sellers, so hindi pa rin tayo pwede mag-buy dito. However, kung intraday trader ka or scalper ka, then syempre, dapat tinitignan mo is yung micro trend. Which is kung nakita nyo naman, bearish talaga. So, kung scalper ka or intraday trader ka, I'll go for sell. Kung swing trader ka or position trader ka, mag-aantay ka pa rin ng opportunity to buy. So, that's it for today. I hope somehow meron kayong napulot from this daily vlog natin. So, if you want to know more about trading, just visit our website, www.legendarytradingacademy.com. See you tomorrow!